Welcome to SDH's coverage of everything going on in MLS Next Pro. Very, very busy 7 days. We'll get you through that. A lot of activity, a lot of news, standings, playoffs. We have a lot of that playoff perspective. It was a double match week last week. We'll get you set for everything that's going on in MLS Next Pro involving playoffs, who's in, who's on the verge, who could be tipped out in the next little bit. We'll certainly update you with all of that information as we go across the board. Let's go backward before we go forward. 9-goal thriller to start things off with New England Revolution and Orlando City B at Osceola Heritage Park. It was a red card late in the first half for Orlando City B in a crazy match, and New England actually had a 5-2 lead up a man. They had to hang on. Orlando City B with 2 goals, including one late from Nabi Kibanguchi. 5-4 final. New England gets full points as they solidify their place as number 2 in the Eastern Conference early on the double match week. Toronto FC2 was down early 1-0 to Red Bulls at Montclair State University Soccer Park. They turn it around, get full points, winning 2-1. Huntsville and Crew go to penalties. Crew got the extra point, winning 5-4 as Huntsville misses in the bottom of the 5th. So Crew 2 went to Joe Davis, got the extra point. Huntsville did leave the home match with a point. Atlanta United 2, big win at home against Crown Legacy. Had some first-teamers helping out, going up against Crown Legacy that did not have Cambridge, did not have Hegart, did not have Ajimang. So your end result was a 3-1 Atlanta United 2 final. Big win for the Twos. Here's how we broke it down on the pregame show later on in the week as Atlanta United 2 was getting ready for the Revolution. Yuri Tavares would score for Crown Legacy in the 19th minute, so it would have to be uphill from there. Noah Cobb with your equalizer 11 minutes later.
Not sure how deep he can go into this one. We were told maybe 45 minutes for the new signing, making his first start of the season. Building up fitness, Chris Gloucester. He will take this corner from the far side. Gloucester drives it to the penalty spot. Headed on and in. Goal, goal, goal. Noah Cobb powers the header down. Chris Gloucester first assist. We're 1-1.
1-1 at the break. And then a theme that we would notice throughout this match, Atlanta United 2 taking advantage of set pieces, scoring early in the second half. Nelson Orji, the benefactor.
Headed down, blocked, follow-up opportunity, and in. It's Nelson Orji. 2-1, his first goal of the season. Nelson Orji, goal, goal, goal. 2 first-time goal scorers for Atlanta United 2 tonight, both off of corners. And Atlanta with the early go-ahead in the 47th minute. Still up here trying to get all the substitutions in order and who's taking set pieces. And Atlanta United 2 puts one home.
2-1 at that point. Then Atlanta United 2 looking for the third. They would get the third 8 minutes later, and it's a familiar face. Nicholas Firmino in the 55th.
Tony Tiente will take the corner, top of the 6th. Headed on and in. Goal, goal, goal. Atlanta United 2. It's the Magic Man, Nick Firmino, number 13 on the year. Set piece dominance tonight for Atlanta. 3 goals, all from corners. Tiente picks up his second assist of the season. Firmino's 13th goal, and Atlanta gets their 3rd goal of the night as they go up 3-1 on Crown Legacy.
You can listen to all the action involving Atlanta United 2 here on the SDH Network. Home and away broadcasts here. Jason Longshore on the call for the Twos. Houston Dynamo 2, Dynamo Dos gave Colorado Rapids 2 something that they hadn't experienced all season long. Back-to-back losses in regulation. 3-1 win for Houston, knocking off Colorado Rapids 2 at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. Loons 2 beat LAFC 2 by the score of 1-0. Real Monarchs and San Jose Earthquakes go into penalties 1-1 after 90 minutes. San Jose wins at 10-9. 10-9 at Zions Bank Stadium, and it was San Jose leaving with the extra point from Harriman, Utah. Tacoma Defiance 3-1 winners over Sporting Kansas City 2 at Starfire, and then Timbers 2 knocked off Los Dos by the final of 6-1 at Providence Park. Thursday, if you're a fan of Atlanta United 2, teams really didn't do you a whole lot of favors. FC Cincinnati 2 loses to Chicago Fire 5-1. NYCFC 2 over Inter Miami 2 by the final of 5-0. Saturday, and here we're going to kind of go things a little backwards. Match of the week out west, El Trafficito. LAFC, if they lost, they would be out. They would not be able to chase after a berth in the playoffs. They had other plans. James Hadnot on the call, courtesy of our friends at MLS Next Pro and Apple TV.
Coach Duran had so many positive things to say about him. A true number 9, scored in his second match. Axel Picasso has scored in back-to-back matches. He has had the one goal for this team in each of the last 2 matches. Olven Olivia blows his whistle, and we begin in El Trafichico, Chapter 2. Our referee showing where the wall has to be set up. Ordos flips it in, headed right into the back of the net. Leonardo Flores again. The set piece. Flores right on it, and a rocket off his head into the back of the net for goal number 1. Headed forward, and on pace now is LAFC 2. Atioja around 2 defenders. Oh, what a special shot as he slides it in. LAFC 2 firing on all cylinders here early. And now off this giveaway, the first time hit is furious. Nathan Ordos with an amazing shot, and it's 3-0. Chests it down, pumps it forward, and it's past Aaron Cervantes for the goal. Some of those similar mistakes made on the day, but also said that it's going to happen. We understand that. We want to just continue to provide a lot of. This ball comes back, and a 4th goal early on for LAFC 2. And again, you see what Julian Gaines can do as Gaines gets in behind and scored 2 after the 80-minute mark to make it a match. Gaines in the box for LAFC now. Turning is Dueñas. OMG! Eric Dueñas. Spectacular. A 5th for LAFC. Dueñas so smooth with the twirl and then tickles the twine. Coming forward is LAFC. Another attempt. And a goal. 6 for the home side. Adds to the tally. Torres just finds his way into the box and flips it home. The ball rolls out. And that's the final whistle. A dominant performance in El Trafichico Part 2.
6 on the board for LAFC, too. Big win for them as El Trafichito ends up with a win on both sides. Austin FC, too, trying to keep pace with everyone above them, specifically Colorado in the Western Conference. 2-0 win over the Earthquakes at St. Mary's College. Real Monarchs and North Texas go to PKs. Monarchs win at 4-2 at Zions Bank Stadium. Then your busy Sunday. Crown Legacy 1-0 win over Huntsville City. Yuri Tavares, technically at 90+1, gets the win, full points for Crown Legacy, and they are in the postseason with that win. We'll go over that in the standings more in depth in just a bit. Philadelphia Union 2 loses to FC Cincinnati 2, so that win helps out folks that are chasing the playoff bar. Big win for FC Cincinnati 2 at Subaru Park. Chicago Fire and Inter Miami, they go to PKs. Chicago won at 5-4. Does not help out Atlanta United 2 in the postseason. So Chicago gets the extra point, gets 2 at SeatGeek on the night. Inter Miami does get 1 point, and they are not eliminated as of yet when it comes to the postseason in the Eastern Conference. Red Bulls put up 5 on Columbus Crew 2 at historic Crew Stadium. That one was a bit of a shocker that Crew at home losing 5-0 to Red Bulls. And in this one, it was a goal by Winky Carmona in the 9th. Sabufu scoring in the 44th. That was your score at the break. Matthew Nosita scores in the 61st. Ibrahim Kusula scores in the 64th. And then Mohamed Sofo in the 74th. Big win in match day 22 for Red Bulls, knocking off Crew 2 by the final of 5-0. Also on the board for those weekend matches, a lot of starts at 7 o'clock Eastern time. You end up with Dynamo Dos getting the extra point against Whitecaps 2. This match was at Aviva. Goalless draw after 90, so each team got a point. Houston won in PKs by the final of 3-2. Loons 2 gets the extra point at home at the National Sports Center, going up against St. Louis City 2, 4-3 in PKs on that one. Orlando City B had the chance to make sure that they were keeping pace with everyone above them. This is our Eastern Conference match of the week. NYCFC 2 would have some things to say about it early on from Belson Stadium in Jamaica, Queens. Here's your highlights courtesy of our friends at MLS Next Pro and Apple TV.
And they entered this match led by Matthew Dylan Myers, who is now atop the leaderboard in the Golden Boot race, tied with Nick Firmino for Atlanta United 2. A tough loss, 5-4 against New England Reds 2 a couple of days ago. Sent back to Rando, now rotating around. Clevis Haxhari up to Rio Hopegund. Intercepted by Orlando. Quick shot and goal! Shakur Mohammed off the takeaway, and it's 1-0 here in the 6th minute. See the pass intercepted, sent up to Mohammed, and a quick fire off the right foot in the back left corner. That'll be good having an extra man in the box for NYCFC 2. Service in the box, and shot goal! Just like that, we are level at 1 in the 18th minute. Now we're back level. Orlando working through their back line. Here comes the pressure from New York. Another shot and another goal! Wow! Jack Beer puts NYCFC 2 ahead. Well, that's who you want to step up in these moments. First it was the takeaway, and then the left foot. Beer just with authority. Known for his facilitate corner kick for NYCFC 2. On the corner kick. And in! 3-1 New York City FC 2. And the first time New York goes for an actual corner kick, it results in a goal. Another chance for Orlando. Mohammed finding Lynn, and that will roll in for a goal. Orlando putting the press on. Hard collision, no foul. OCB has a chance in the final third. Goal! Level at 3. What a run. It is Jack Lynn. I mean, this is a beautiful setup and the shot in the back right corner of the net. Medina. Inside the box, on the cross. Muhammad fires. Got it! Shaq Muhammad puts Orlando up 4-3, finds the back right corner. What a sequence for Orlando City B. That ball just got onside, and a great pass at the penalty spot. And with that, Orlando wins the match 4-3 at full time.
So 7-goal thriller. Orlando City be trailing, then they weren't. Got the win, 4-3 over NYCFC 2. That did help folks that were below the playoff bar try to close the margins up a little bit. New England Revolution did what Atlanta United 2 did in their match on the weekend at Gillette. Had some first-teamers playing, including Tommy McNamara, as he continued his rehab. And one person that you have to keep an eye on is Shankalai, who was injured and had to be pulled after a little over 20 minutes in the match. One of their big acquisitions here and trying to get to full song against Atlanta United 2. Couldn't do it. But Revs end up with a 5-1 win. It was 1-1 at the half and ends up 5-1 Revs over Atlanta United 2. Sporting saw what the Revs did, said hold our soccer ball, by the way. And Sporting put 6 on the board at Rock Chalk Park against Portland Timbers 2. Last match on the docket was at Starfire. Colorado Rapids 2 rebounding with a 3-1 win over Tacoma Defiance. And that was your look at everything that's been going on in MLS Next Pro. And we'll keep an eye on all of that. So that's where things stand when it comes to matches that were played and matches of the week. Now, we're going to go over things conference-wise now. Now that we're getting some teams that are in the playoffs, some teams on the verge of being knocked out, we're going to give you the context here and let you figure out where your favorite team is when it comes to chasing the postseason. And remember, when it comes to the postseason, it's the top 7 that get in. Eastern Conference, Crown Legacy, we mentioned the Tavares goal, they're in, 50 points. 4 points clear the Revs at 46. Crew 2 at 42 points, Red Bulls at 41 with a record of 11-7-5-3. Orlando City Bees at 37 points, Fire at 35, Union at 33. That's your playoff bar. Huntsville's at 32, NYCFC's 2 is at 29, Atlanta United 2 is at 26. The win from Toronto FC 2 puts them at 26. FC Cincinnati 2 is at 24. Inter Miami 2, had they lost, they would have been eliminated from any kind of playoff positioning. But right now at 4-14, 4-1, 17 points, still good to be considered to be a part of the playoff picture. Looking at all of your news that has come around in the week that was, your pro goal of match day 22 is from Luca Perpa for a Chicago Fire. Top 10 power rankings for match day 22, as you end up with number 10 is OCB, and once again, this is from our friend Larry Henry Jr. at MLSNextPro.com. 9 is Dynamo Dos. Sporting Kansas City is at 8. Crew 2 are at 7. Defiance are at 6. Red Bulls are at 5. Revs are at 4. Colorado Rapids are at 3. Austin is number 2. And Crown Legacy is number 1. So you had all of that to look into when it comes to quick turn, weekend, midweek. That's what you're staring at. The MLS Next Pro team of Matchday 22, LAFC 2. Understandable, considering that they put 6 on the board against LA Los Dos, LA Galaxy. Rising star of Matchday 22, Miles Perkovich from Inter Miami. We've seen him a couple times on the SDH network this season. So we see how he's being able to grow and integrate into the Herons and what they want to do there. Pro player Matchday of Matchday 22, Elenis Vargas of Sporting Kansas City 2. He had a hat trick in the 6-1 win over T2, 2 goals in the first half. 8 minutes into the second half, he got the third. 19 years old. So your pro player of match day 22, Elenis Vargas from Sporting Kansas City, too. Very, very cool stuff to see all of that. Now, as we get you ready for match week 23, here's what your schedule looks like. And it starts in the midweek. Chicago Fire hosting NYCFC at SeatGeek. That one is Wednesday evening, 7 o'clock on MLS Season Pass. Friday Night Football, you got a couple of matchups on Season Pass. Revs are at TFC2 on the campus of York University and York Lions Stadium. 8 o'clock on Season Pass. T2 is having to travel to City Park to take on St. Louis City 2. 6 o'clock, you got a couple of starts on Saturday. Crew 2 hosting FC Cincinnati at Crew Stadium. Inter Miami hosting Crown Legacy at Drive Pink. Those two are on Season Pass. 8 o'clock, Huntsville is leading Philadelphia Union to Huntsville and Philadelphia Union are going to be on Season Pass 8 o'clock Saturday night from Joe Davis. Sporting and the Loons are on MLSNextPro.com at 8 o'clock from Rock Chalk Park in Lawrence. 8:30 from Choctaw, North Texas SC, and Tacoma Defiance on MLSNextPro.com. 9:30, Rapids and LAFC from Dick's Sporting Goods Park on Season Pass. Then you have the Earthquakes and Dynamo Dos at 10 o'clock on MLS Next Pro, and LA Galaxy at 10:30. You have them going up against Real Monarchs at Dignity Health Sports Park at 10:30 Eastern Time. Catch that one on MLSNextPro.com. Sunday on the 20th, Vancouver Whitecaps 2 at 5 o'clock. They are hosting Austin FC at BC Place. You can catch that one on Apple TV and Season Pass. Thanks again, as always, to all of you who are a part of the discussion with everything going on in MLS Next Pro. If you are in market and can catch up, please do. It's great to see the next generations come through and make it almost like you're trying to catch water through open hand or something like that. So very, very cool stuff from our friends so far that have been piecing this together. When it comes to having pieced it together, you can catch it all here on the SDH network. So for everybody here at SDH, I'm just John. Thanks for hanging out with us. And that is the story with everything going on in MLS Next Pro.